Here, Pavel is helping to pick up the guys from Kupiansk. I worked with it today and just took it for a drive. You see, 3 of them were picked up, and there's another white burger.
Now we know exactly how the miserable life of Russell Texas Bentley ended among his beloved Russians, from the Russians themselves. The defendants in the killing of American citizen Russell Bentley in Donetsk have been sentenced to up to 12 years in prison. The case involved 4 Russian servicemen: Vitaly Vansiatsky, Vladislav Agaltsev, Andrei Yordanov, and Vladimir Bajin. According to the court, Vitaly Vansiatsky mistook the correspondent for a saboteur and reported him to his command. After that, the soldiers were ordered to bring the American to the battalion's command post. On the way, the servicemen began beating and torturing the victim to force a confession of involvement in sabotage. Bentley died as a result. To hide the murder, they hid the body in a car trunk and blew it up with a TNT charge. The next day, they returned to the explosion site and burned the remains. The Southern District Military Court sentenced servicemen Vitaly Vansiatsky and Andrei Yordanov to 12 years in a maximum security prison, Vladislav Agaltsev to 11 years, and Vladimir Bajin to 1.5 years, the court's press service reported. Russell Texas Bentley was an American pro-Russian fighter who had served since 2014 in the Vostok and Spetsnaz battalions on the side of the DPR. He later obtained Russian citizenship and worked as a war correspondent for the propaganda outlet Sputnik. He disappeared at the front in April 2024, and his death was confirmed sometime later. A Russian military transport plane, the An-22 Ante, crashed Tuesday in the Ivanovo region with 7 crew members on board, Russian media and officials reported. According to Russian media, the crash occurred in the Furmanovsky district near the Uvodskoye Reservoir, where fragments of the aircraft were found in the water. The plane was reportedly on a scheduled flight following maintenance, Russian authorities said. The Russian Ministry of Defense confirmed the crash, saying the An-22 went down in an uninhabited area. A search and rescue team and a commission from the Russian Aerospace Forces have been dispatched to investigate. The An-22, developed in 1965 in Kiev, is a Soviet-era turboprop transport plane and the world's largest of its type. It can carry up to 29 passengers with cargo, 290 troops, or 206 wounded, with a maximum payload of 60 tons. A total of 66 planes were built. Russia has seen a number of aviation accidents recently. In July, an An-24 passenger plane crashed in the Amur region, killing all 49 people on board. Earlier, an An-2 reportedly crashed in the Krasnodar region, potentially killing 2 people. A special Russian army device for transporting body bags from Kupiansk. Small and very convenient. But you can't take too many bags at once if you want to leave quickly. But overall, Russians are very pleased and grateful.
Here, Pavel is helping to pick up the guys from Kupiansk. I worked with it today and just took it for a drive. You see, 3 of them were picked up, and there's another white burger. It all happened so quickly, did not let us. The 2 of us were pushing it, but of course you can make a quick getaway on it right away. Only 1 person if you want to take off instantly. Of course, it'll be good to have something a bit more powerful. Okay, for the time being, we'll just have to work with this one. Well, we'll bring a second one over here, and then we'll work with 2. But other than that, it's actually very good. Quite small and nimble. So all is well. Thank you very much.
Drones now play a major role in countering Russian forces, as they account for over 60% of strikes on Russian targets at the front. Both aerial and ground drones have already completed thousands of missions, according to the Commander-in-Chief of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, Oleksandr Syrsky. Following a meeting on the use of unmanned systems, Syrsky emphasized that drones help repel the Russian offensive and are responsible for over 60% of all strikes on enemy targets. In total, in November, aerial drone units carried out 304,000 missions, while ground units completed around 2,000 missions. At least 81,500 Russian targets were hit or destroyed. After a period of relative parity, we are once again outpacing the enemy in the use of FPV drones, one of the main means of striking on the battlefield. At the same time, further development of this area requires even greater coordination, speed of decision-making, and systematization, Syrskyi said. He stressed that Russian troops are actively expanding UAV production and their range, forming new units, trying to improve tactics, and aiming to supply 500,000 drones per month. The Ukrainian response must be asymmetric and effective, strengthening counter-drone efforts and destroying the infrastructure of the enemy's unmanned forces units. We continue to scale up UAV units of the Ukrainian armed forces, including in territorial defense brigades, and we are also developing unmanned ground vehicle units in the ground forces, the commander-in-chief concluded. Meanwhile, new photos have appeared online of the Ukrainian naval unmanned boat Magura 57. Its unique feature is the ability to shoot down aerial targets directly from the sea. This drone shot down a Su-30 aircraft using an aviation missile for the first time in the world. Russian forces now control half of the city of Siversk in the Donetsk region. Analysts from the Ukrainian project Deep State reported this on the evening of December 8th. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces continue to hold the defensive line and eliminate enemy infantry attempting to infiltrate the city. The enemy continues to push its infantry into the city, and the situation is currently developing unfavorably, as Siversk is gradually falling into the hands of the enemy, the report says. Russians are also trying to place their flags in the city for propaganda purposes, to claim complete control over the entire settlement. According to preliminary data, half of the settlement is under enemy control, and the Bakhmutka River is the line holding back the Russians, Deep State reports. Meanwhile, according to the analysts, enemy infantry has also been spotted individually beyond Siversk, in the areas of responsibility of adjacent brigades. In its morning update on December 9th, the General Staff reported ongoing fighting around Siversk in the Sloviansk direction. According to their data, the enemy attacked the defense forces' positions 7 times over the past day in the areas of Yampol, Serebryanka, Dronivka, and Fedorivka. The capture of Siversk, around which fighting has been ongoing for several months, would open the road to Sloviansk and Kramatorsk for the Russian forces.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.